so hitting the scene. Shit tales of Oz and foreigner dreams. Tales are crazy wild as the wind. Laughs and madness could make you spin. Shit tales rolling forward as king. The podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Shittown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am NCR News Network, and as always, I am joined by friend, co-host, and all-around badass in the Emu Army, Mr. Anthony Caruso.
Good evening, NCR. Good evening, everyone. Yes, another week of shithousery to celebrate. I gotta say, Reginald is chomping at his beak to be able to join us here tonight for this.
Oh, Reginald is just... I don't know if he's chomping at the beak from all the Vaucluse bitter, the shithouse and shenanigans that we are getting into, or if he's gone to a future sponsor.
Yes, I believe we've got a brand new sponsor on, and one that is quite the potable. You may say so.
Let's take a look at our new sponsor.
After a long day trolling grifters and nonces, nothing helps you relax better than a glass of Irish Demon whiskey. Enjoy our fully oaked 20-year aged whiskey that gives a perfect mix of Irish passion and fire that only the demon himself can conjure from the depths of Ireland. Breathe fire with Irish Demon whiskey. Come hard, drink responsibly. He's outdone himself, hasn't he?
Yes. Now, I recommend if you drink Irish Demon whiskey, you do it at home, because 20-year single malt Irish whiskey, oh, God damn it, it's something fierce.
Oh, it's always something fierce, and as we know, Irish Demon himself does like to come hard when he goes at it. But as we said at the end of that ad, drink responsibly.
So remember, folks, drink Irish Demon whiskey. Come hard. Drink responsibly.
Before we get started, I believe we do have some honorable mentions.
Yes, we have one honorable mention from the world of Florida Man. Our favorite sheriff, Grady Judd, this week enacted Operation Soft Skin. If you are not familiar, they regulate the massage parlors down in Florida to make sure they're in compliance with health and safety standards. Well, they do this to go undercover to make sure there's no shenanigans, but it turns out there's been some shenanigans of the sensual kind. 21 women.
No.
Shenanigans. No. But 21 women have been arrested for offering happy endings with the massages.
Right.
And guess what? One of the fine women who were busted actually lives and works in the city of Lakeland, Florida.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, yes. Anthony, do you have any honorable mentions for the shit towns of Australia?
Yes, I do. Now, here on the podcast, we do take great pride in ensuring that any stories that we put in our top 10 does have an equivalent news article. Now, although we believe that, although this has been listed in, unfortunately, due to the fact that we can't find the news article for this, we are going to have to drop it out of the top 10, unfortunately. But our special mention goes to Mount Gambier, where it is alleged that there have been residents or a resident putting out cannabis for trick-or-treaters instead of lollies. Now, this, in certain aspects, might be a bit of fun, but no, not for kids, please. Not for kids.
I mean, we're all about having a good time, and I don't personally partake in the devil's lettuce, but, you know, what kind of strand are we talking here?
We're talking the, as us in the Italian community would like to refer to as Maria Giovanna.
Ooh.
So, yep.
Well,
So yeah, they're going full bore at it.
as they should, or in this case, shouldn't. You have the ceremonial coin.
Yes, I do. Actually, I've just got to find it under all of the paperwork I've ever had to put up with. There it is. I do have the ceremonial coin in front of me here. What is the call?
Heads.
He's gone for a heads, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a tail.
Ah.
My turn. My turn. And we're going to kick things off here tonight with number 10 for the Shit Towns of Australia. And as always, it is our return to our beloved Port Pirie in South Australia. Still shit. So there we are, ladies, and still shit. South Australia getting number 11 as the honourable mention and number 10. Let's head over to the Florida man, number 10.
Well, it's not a Florida man, it's a Florida woman.
Oh, yeah.
Florida woman Gherkin finds herself in a pickle facing felony charges.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
A Florida woman was arrested for a political sign injuring a innocent incident at the Pinellas County, not Pinellas County, sorry, Pensacola Beach. On Thursday, a woman was arrested for allegedly injuring another woman's eye at Pensacola Beach, where she was waving a political sign.
Really?
Florida woman Tiffany Gherkin, yes, that's her actual name, Tiffany Gherkin, age 52, was charged with battery on a 65-year-old or older person and damage to property. One charge is a misdemeanor, one charge is a felony. The victim was a 68-year-old woman who suffered eye injuries. She was waving her sign for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And, well, an altercation ensued, where Gherkin stuck the sign in the victim's eye, bruising the eye and smashing her glasses. And, well, Miss Gherkin is facing these charges. I cannot see if she's... Yes, she was given a $2,000 bond, and as the article says, is still remains in jail.
I mean, we've all seen that the recent elections has drawn out the best and worst, but unfortunately, mostly the worst in people. But that one really does take the bait, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's quite the pickle.
It is. It is. And Rick, nowhere in sight for that as well.
Pickle Rick!
Let's go on.
Shall we move on?
Yes, we shall. We will move on to number 9 for the Shit Towns of Australia. And we head off to Wangaratta in Victoria, where a woman has asked her L-Plater godson to do some skids and burnouts at a funeral service. And then, I can't believe this, she films it and reports it to police.
Jesus Christ.
A learner driver who performed a series of burnouts and stunts at a Wangaratta funeral almost crashed into a row of cars, the court heard. The 25-year-old appeared at Wangaratta Magistrates Court on Monday, charged with dangerous driving and subsequently lying to police. The court heard on August 15th last year the Wangaratta man's godmother had asked him if he could attend a Mason Park funeral and do some skids and burnouts. Oh my, this is... I don't know how to explain this. Like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that you thought it was appropriate to do some skids and burnouts at a funeral service, or the fact that your own godmother got you to do it, filmed it, and then dobbed you in.
That's just shenanigans. I mean, she must have had some kind of beef with him. That's the only explanation I could think of.
I mean, if she was deliberately trying to bait him, well played, but wow. Way to lose friends and alienate people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. Let's go to number 9 for Florida man.
Florida man impersonates federal officer in Osceola County, Florida. A Florida man is facing some hefty felonies for driving on Highway 98 and, well, imitating a police officer, but not any police officer. He was impersonating a military police officer.
Oh, dear.
He was impersonating an Office of Naval Intelligence officer. Our 69-year-old Salvador Grundy is now facing charges of impersonating a federal officer, which is a higher felony than it would usually be. Normally it'd be a class C felony, but now, well, he's looking at some big boy time. He was also charged for reckless driving, pulling over cars, and driving his mocked up Dodge Charger with flashing blue and red lights, blacked out windows, and holding a firearm. Yes, our Florida men are getting smarter.
Jeez, I'm
this
impressed.
guy's dumber.
Well,
When they asked why he was not in uniform, here's the funny thing. He's like, I'm in the plainclothes division.
yeah. Right. Who was it? Jeremy DeWitt?
No, and this is what makes me love the name. Salvador Grundy. So I'm now thinking every time I see this guy's fucking mugshot, Salvador Grundy. Or Solomon Grundy, I should say.
Oh, what? You've got a mugshot of him?
Yes, give me 1 second. I will pull the mugshot back up.
Oh, this is a unique person, clearly. This is very unique to see this.
They didn't put the mugshot in the article, but it's on the Florida Man
That's
tab.
okay. Well,
So I have the tab with the picture.
Oh. Well, if we can't bring it up, we can just put it in the
I
link.
got it right
Oh,
here.
you got it. You got it here.
Look at him.
Salvatore Grundy.
Was he born on a Monday?
He was born on a day. He was born on a day ending in a Y. Oh, that just screams wannabe street gangster.
I like it where he's looking to the side like, come on, man. Can I get some professional courtesy?
Oh, it's too good. That's too good. Oh. Time for number 8.
Yes.
And we shall head off now to Wollongong in, well, I'll tell you what, you might have to get one of our favorite clips out for this, because whilst the general story of it is far from pleasant, there is one clip that we do have that's going to be highly appropriate for this. A pervert has pled guilty over possession of child abuse material, which is never great. And we hope, given that this scumbag has pled guilty, we hope he goes away for a very long time. But also, Simpsons pornography.
Well, Anthony, let's give the people what they want.
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see. Hardcore nudity!
Do you think people really came here to see Troy McClure?
I mean, I would.
Yeah, true. I mean, we do remember him from such great episodes as A Fish Called Selma.
And who can forget him in all of his great movies, like Tommy Two Foot and Attack of the 50-Foot Baby.
Oh dear. A Lake Heights man with a sickening penchant for a popular animated family recognized by their bright yellow skin was busted with a bizarre cache of child abuse material on his tablet. And yes, I am going to name this creature. Philip Burns, 76, appeared in Wollongong local court from custody on Wednesday, where he pled guilty to failing to comply with reporting obligations in terms of his being in possession of child abuse material, including explicit animations of Simpsons characters.
You said his name is Burns?
Philip Byrne. Yes.
You think he's related to Montgomery?
No, because I do believe they spell their names differently. Burns, Montgomery Burns is spelled Burns, whereas Byrne is spelled Byrne. So regrettably, no. But that just went to a bad place.
It did.
It did. Let's move on to number 8 for Florida Man before I get struck down by Frank Grimes.
Or his son, Frank Grimes Jr. But
We have
another Florida woman. A Florida woman is facing some hefty charges for allegedly stealing over $7,000 in return items from a Dollar General.
Oh, this is going to be special.
A North Fort Myers Dollar General has reported to the Lee County Sheriffs that a former employee stole over $7,000 worth of materials that were sent back as returns. Our Florida woman, Dama K. McCurdy, I do have a mugshot I will bring up in a few minutes, has been arrested under the investigation of, having over $7,000 worth of items that she was taking back to return that she had stolen. She is, facing charges of larceny, defrauding an operator on property of value of less than $20,000, and is currently out of jail. Her whole reason for doing this was she didn't like the one toy, so she was trying to scam back for $50. Here is a picture of Miss McCurdy now. wearing a very lovely shade of red.
I'm intrigued.
Why does she look so familiar? She looks like somebody, like she could be somebody's evil twin.
Oh, no. No. Don't do it.
I'm not saying
No.
names, but I'm just saying.
Don't do it. No, 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 no.
I'm not gonna say names, but you know who you are.
Oh, don't. She will end you if she gets her hands on you for that comparison.
I'm willing to take the beating.
You filthy man, you. All right, let's moving on to number 7. We head off to Sydney in New South Wales. We've got 2 stories here for you. The first one is not so much of a big one. A 17-year-old has been charged after allegedly riding his motorbike over a train platform. Looks like someone else has been getting into a bit of Grand Theft Auto, but our story tonight, it's going to take us to the northern beaches of Sydney, where a mum has been convicted after selling cocaine from her car with her kids in the back seat.
The fuck?
She's been labeled the dialer dealer mum. A dialer dealer mum put her children in danger when she travelled from Western Sydney to the northern beaches to sell cocaine out of her car.
This is definitely a fucking mission out of Saints Row 2.
Side mission or actual, like, full-blown mission?
Full-blown mission.
Hey, kids, get in. We're going to go sell some crack.
I don't know if you've ever played Saints Row 2.
I have played it once, yes.
All right. In Shondi's missions against the Voodoo Gang, you have to break out a mom who was the biggest drug dealer in the city of Stillwater and help her deliver drugs on her PTA route.
I mean, when I was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I still remember that one of the key elements of that game is the ice cream van that was actually a front for selling cocaine. Now, when that actually turned out to be a real life event that happened in Rockdale about 15 years ago, I thought that was the end of it. And then I hear the dialer mum for drugs.
Well, did she have a good Yelp review?
5-star Uber rating. Oh, let's go to number 7.
Number 7 for Florida Man. This one's going to bring you joy. Florida Man is on a golf cart and attempting to escape with a stolen TV.
Are you sure it was a man, or are we sure it wasn't actually Gia in disguise?
This was a man, and guess where this takes place?
Oh, please tell me it's Polk County.
It is Polk County.
Get in!
Our Florida man was arrested for trying to steal a TV and fled from the police and the Polk County Sheriffs on a golf cart. 60-year-old Ronald Spiker.
Great name. Great name.
Love that name. Stole a TV and got into a high-speed chase, but that's not all, folks. According to Grady Judd and his fine deputies, Ronald not only just stole a TV, but he had meth in his possession. Shocker, I know.
Oh.
And according to Grady Judd, burglary and theft go together like peanut butter and chocolate.
Was it at least a decent TV?
I don't think so. But here's the funny thing. Gritty Judd actually shamed him on the morning briefing.
Oh, now, for anyone who hasn't seen this, this is one of the greatest morning briefings you'll ever see. It is about to become a highlight of your day, your week, your month, your year, is his regular briefings on some of the big stories. I've seen him do the ones for the soft sets, which is just absolutely beautiful.
And, well, I'm going to show you Mr. Spiker.
Oh, let's see him. This is going to be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that right now.
I don't care if you are driving through a pine forest, we can still
Look
catch
at
it
him.
because our deputies are the best. Well, when we arrest him, guess what he had in his pocket? Methamphetamine. He would be.
And they caught him in a pine forest.
In a pine forest. He looks like he should be on Grand Theft Auto.
He looks like he's Trevor's dad.
I know. Should he be an NPC or should he actually be a playable character?
I want him as a playable character.
Oh, God. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, before you know it, the show will be renamed to anyone who should be in a Grand Theft Auto game. Let's go to number 6.
Character, GTA character, or real person.
Oh, yes. Yes. Number 6 now for the shit towns of Australia. And we head off back to South Australia. Geez, they've had a good week this week. And this time, we're not in Port Pirie. We're in Port Lincoln in South Australia, where 3 preteen girls have been charged after allegedly robbing shops and threatening staff. Yes, 3 youths were arrested in Port Lincoln over the weekend. They were arrested in connection with behaving in a disorderly manner and stealing items from businesses in Port Lincoln. The youths allegedly verbally abused and threatened staffs and customers and stole items from a supermarket and nearby shopping complex. Patrols arrived and arrested 3 girls. And again, just strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. A 12-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 10-year-old were all arrested and charged with disorderly behavior and theft, granted conditional bail, and they're going to be appearing back in Port Lincoln Youth Court on the 13th of January. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a 12, an 11, and a 10-year-old.
Jesus Christ.
Where are their kids? Where are their parents? Sorry. Where are their parents?
I don't know, but those parents might need a trip to the wood chipper.
Oh, I don't think quite yet, but actually, no. You know what? Send them all to the wood chippers, but they're not going to be using it. It's going to be a case of taking the 3 kids there and giving them an understanding of what can happen. Fair?
Fair. Seems fair.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Number 5.
Number 5 for Florida man. A 66-year-old Pensacola man charged with a bank robbery from 1995.
Really?
Yes.
No statute of limitations?
No.
Impressive.
James,
Go on.
James Keith Johnson, age 66, from Pensacola, has been charged for robbery. According to police, that the robbery took place at the Regions Bank of South 49 Boulevard, Florida, on a Florida afternoon. Well, the event had him wearing a straw hat, a yellow reflective vest, and a face mask. And he said he had a weapon in his pocket. Now, this
I'm sure it's a. Are we sure it's a weapon, or is he just happy to see people?
It could have been just Could have been a pocket full of hard candies.
Right.
Well, it turns out that he is no stranger to robberies because back in 1995, he was caught and convicted for robbing a casino with the machete.
What is it with people in Florida and using machetes?
Well, in November of 95, he was caught and sentenced to 327 months in prison and has been released and is back to doing his shenanigans and chicanery to this day.
Jeez. I mean, it's impressive he's still going like this.
I mean, it is quite impressive.
It is. It is. I don't think it's quite MVP, but
it's up there.
It's up there. It's up there. We head over now to number 5 for the shit towns of Australia, and we're off to Cairns in Queensland. 2 stories to come out of this. First off, 3 girls aged 13 to 17, again, arrested after allegedly carjacking a woman while armed with scissors. But our story is a weirdo allegedly breaking into a business, sweeping the floors, rearranging the workshop, cooking a barbecue, drinking everything in the fridge, driving the forklifts, and steals a Mack truck. A 40-year-old Holloway's Beach man has been charged after being located at a Redden Street industrial yard yesterday morning. It will be alleged that the man broke into the yard on Sunday afternoon, rearranged the workshop, cleaned the floors, drove various forklifts, and took a Mack truck for a drive along the Bruce Highway. It will also be alleged that when discovered, the man had in his possession items of suspected stolen property and a quantity of dangerous drugs. He's been charged with 2 counts of unlawful use of motor vehicle and 1 count each of entering premises, stealing, possessing dangerous drugs, possessing suspected stolen property, and unlicensed driving, because of course he's unlicensed. He's due to appear before Cairns Magistrate Court on November 19. Now, to be fair to this gentleman, I do give him a polite golf clap for the fact that he did rearrange the workshop, clean the floor, and did proceed to clean the fridge out.
I mean, if he wasn't committing the crimes, I would offer him a job.
Indeed, I think you'd almost offer him the cleaning or a security job there. But then he went and did that.
Well, the next story I have is a Florida woman that may have ties to the Juggalo community.
Giggity.
I wish the captain was here to join us for this one, but a Florida woman is facing criminal charges for hitting her lover with a hatchet.
Hitting her lover with a hatchet.
Because he did not want to have relations with her.
Really? Okay.
A Florida man has been sent to the hospitals due to a incident on the beach where his 18-year-old girlfriend wanted to spice things up by tying him up and having her way with him on the beach. Instead, she attacks him with a hatchet. Volusia County Sheriff's Office's report. The incident took place on the 1900 block of Ocean Shore Boulevard at approximately 8:34 p.m. on Wednesday. The Daytona Beach couple were trying to spice up the love life, and, well, our juggalette in training got mad and grabbed a hatchet and struck him all over and was placed on a $5,000 bond. However, things get a bit weird. The victim agreed to come to the beach to have relations with his partner, and she came to pick him up in his Subaru. Thank you for the plug. When they got to the beach, she began to try to tie him up where he got an odd feeling. Placing a piece of yellow rope around his legs, he started to say he was feeling uncomfortable. He changed his mind, and at the moment of changing his mind, his partner pulled out a hatchet and struck him all over his body.
Jeez.
Leaving deep lacerations and cuts to his upper back. According to the reports, he is fine. He is recovering. There is no word if she's been released. But I don't think they'll be able to rekindle their relationship.
Wow. I mean, that is a genuine hatchet job if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yes. And before you ask, I have mugshots of these two.
Oh, yes. Do it.
Do it, Doug. Look at that. Why couldn't they make it work? I'm sorry. They look like such a lovely couple.
Damn.
Let me make this a bit full screen for everybody to see here. But look at them. She
They
just
look like
wanted to have
lovely
a
couple.
just want to have a little fun, get a little kinky. Perhaps next time I can recommend you guys go to Becca's House of Secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They would have been able to find anything they needed for that and do it in a safe environment. Oh, totally. We head on now to number 4 for the shit towns of Australia, and we head to Warragul in Victoria, where we've got 2 stories out of this. First one, I'm never happy whenever I see this. Used needles left on a toy shelf in a department store should never ever happen. But then this one. And it seems like kids behaving badly has been a bit of a theme this week for the shit towns of Australia. A 12-year-old boy has threatened to set fire to a delivery driver's hair if she didn't give him McDonald's.
Jesus Christ.
A boy threatened to burn a delivery driver's hair during an attempted armed robbery in Warragul on Monday, the 28th of October. Police said 3 male youths accosted a woman as she returned to her vehicle outside of McDonald's in Victoria Street after collecting her food order at 9:20 p.m. It is alleged a 12-year-old boy threatened to burn the woman if she didn't hand over the food before making attempts to place a lighter towards her hair. Police said that they have identified 3 youths in relation to the incident. In addition to a 12-year-old boy from Warragul, they are seeking a 13-year-old from Warragul and a 14-year-old from Druin. I mean,
Jesus.
how desperate are you to get some chicken nuggets?
Whoa. I'm not that desperate, but I'm willing to throw an alligator desperate at times.
Hey. I've heard stories about you throwing alligators at people to get McDonald's.
In my defense, I was raised in Florida, so I don't know no better. It worked, dude. It worked.
What,
You
like
weren't
that
compla-
kid?
You weren't complaining when we were having lunch and you got that tasty Big Mac.
Hey, but I wanted to at least savor one more taste of it before you threw the alligator at it. I mean, seriously.
Well, he was hungry.
Yeah, well, at least when you threw it, no kid came around and RKO'd that alligator.
True.
Oh, let's head to number 4 for Florida man.
Florida man is another Florida woman. But this one will make the Juggalos and the Dickies proud. Florida woman who is a killer clown was released from prison and then married. the victim's late husband.
What?
Yes. Back in the 90s, a Florida woman, Sheila Keene Warren, was arrested for dressing up as a clown and unaliving the wife of a man she later married. She was released from prison Saturday after ending a sentence in a more strange offense than in Florida. She was released 18 months after taking a plea deal for second-degree unaliving after shooting the victim, according to the plea deal according to court records. But she had later gone on to marry the victim's husband.
Oh no, this is one for Jerry Springer. Oh,
I mean,
what is going on?
look at her.
She'd actually make a half-decent clown.
I mean, she's already got the soulless dead eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
But I don't think the Juggalos or the Dickies would approve of her.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think we better get on to the medals, shall we?
Oh yes, let's go.
Bronze medal for this week for the Shit Sounds of Australia goes to Portland in Victoria. And we've got a quick one to start off with, which is the cops have been shot at by a bunch of hoons. No absolute surprise there. But the main one, a Gronk, walks into a police station with a knife. He has it seized. He comes back with an iron bar to get his knife back and then proceeds to meet Constable Sparky.
Constable Sparky. He's just such an electric fellow. He's got an energy about him.
Let me just get this through everyone's head. Just so there's no confusion as to what the hell happened here. A guy decides to walk into a police station, brandishes a knife. The knife is seized. He's told, go home and stop your behavior. He comes back because he wants his knife back. He comes back with an iron bar and then gets tased for his troubles.
Only one thing comes to mind for this.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad. Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do.
I wouldn't be surprised. It takes a special man to... I mean, is this a nomination for Golden Turd just for the utter stupidity?
Oh yes. But I think I may have found him a friend.
Ooh. Let's hear your bronze medal.
Bronze medalist for this week. A Florida man was convicted after attacking a victim with a sword during a road rage incident.
A sword.
Yes.
Do we know what kind of sword?
I'm looking that up now.
Ooh.
But a 45-year-old is now charged for the road rage incident involving a sword in Sumner County, Florida. According to police, the victim and the person decided to get into a bit of a road rager and cross paths where the aggressor went to the trunk of his car and removed a sword. It does not specify what kind of sword, but being Florida, I'm willing to bet it was either a katana or some other form of Asian themed item.
Oh, dear, oh dear. I mean, we're not just going old school. We're going medieval on this, are we?
Yes. There is no picture of the sword in question. He is now currently serving a sentence for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, several traffic infractions, and I don't think he's getting out anytime soon.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I'm not sure even John Carmack would help him get him out just so he could be available for Daikatana 2.
But at least we found that Gronk a friend.
I know. Impressive. Silver medalist time for the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to Gosford in New South Wales. Probably one of the more disgusting stories we're going to have here, and you might need to get a clip out of this or at least get some bleach from me. A breeder has pled guilty to animal cruelty after burning a dog's balls with cleaning chemicals. A breeder has pled guilty to burning her dog's scrotum by trying to use harsh chemicals to clean his enclosure. It comes as another woman is wanted for mistreating her two dogs. Kelly Marie Dwyer was in the process of cleaning the enclosure of where her dog lives, where she used incredibly dangerous chemicals and in the process burned the undercarriage of her dog, including her dog's scrotum. That, ladies and gentlemen, deserves a visit to the wood chipper.
Oh, most definitely. That was a good doggo. He did nothing wrong. And you're a horrible, horrible person.
Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. We one of our great sponsors. We already know that the three preteens would be getting a warning visit. This lady here, I think, will be the subject.
Oh, yes. Continue your shittery, and this will be your future.
Silver medal time for Florida man.
Oh, this one's a fucking doozy. Florida man arrested for bomb threat at City Hall over payroll issue. A Florida man has been arrested for making bomb threats to City Hall over a payroll issue with employer. The Pinellas County Sheriffs on November 3rd arrested a man for making bomb threats. According to the article, the false bomb threat was made because he could not have available access to his employer's payroll application to get paid.
Jeez.
Now, this call came in from the parole department. Shocker. Jerome Charles made bomb threats in the parking lot of City Hall, causing emergency service to be called out there. And Charles also followed up by making threats to kill people who were coming out. Witnesses told the sheriff's department that Charles was aggressive, agitated, and was making threats to blow things up. Witnesses feared for their safety and fled into the nearby areas. There is no word on bond, but he's probably not getting out, and he's probably had his parole revoked.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh boy, that is an angry, angry man.
He's definitely a nomination for the Golden Turd.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Finally, gold medal time. And for the Shit Towns of Australia, the winner of the Shit Towns Power Rankings for the week ending the 10th of November 2024 is Murwillumbah in New South Wales, where masked neo-Nazis gather at a sacred Aboriginal site to protest about their tiny little penises. Yes, of course, yes. Police are investigating after a group of white supremacists posted on social media that they had staged a rally at a sacred Indigenous site in northern New South Wales. More than a dozen members of the balaclava-wearing group posted images on social media platform X, formerly Twitter, on the 31st of October, which they suggested was taken on a weekend at Wollumban Mountain, formerly known as Mount Warning. The site, which includes a summit track, is regarded as sacred to the Indigenous community and remains closed to the public. The group, carrying a flag consistent with the neo-Nazi National Socialist Network, and held a banner which read, Mount Warning for the White Man. Members of the National Socialist Network in Queensland travelled to climb Mount Warning last weekend, the post on X said. White Australians established and maintained the trail for nearly a century, and white Australians will decide who climbs Mount Warning for the White Man. New South Wales Environment Minister Penny Sharp described the actions as vile and utterly disgusting, with National Parks referring the matter to police. I condemn those involved, the minister said in a statement. To those far-right extremists and neo-Nazis who are reportedly from Queensland, you and your vile demonstration are not welcome in New South Wales. Any attempts to spread hate are taken extremely seriously. I ask anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers. And, well, let me say that I support the call for these. I mean, I don't know how to describe them, to be perfectly honest, because they really are the scum of the earth, as far as I'm concerned. And
I think
yes.
I think I have something for that.
Let's go.
You fucking weirdo.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks, Goulash.
Indeed. Well, shit sounds of Australia couldn't have put it any better, that they were simply protesting about their tiny little penises.
Well, at least the women know what they're working with.
Who won the gold medal for Florida Man this week?
A gold medalist indeed for this one. But a Florida man stabbed his brother in the neck for talking over his food while he was cooking.
In the neck.
Yes. But it's going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets any better.
Oh dear.
A Miami man was arrested after allegedly stabbing his brother in the neck for talking over his food while he was cooking. Alexander Rodriguez, age 20, stabbed his brother in the neck with a large kitchen knife. The two got into an argument, according to the arrest reports. The brother took off to the bedroom as Rodriguez began to follow him, slicing him in the arm and face. Police and fire rescue arrived to the home to go to the brother who was stabbed to treat his wounds and was immediately rushed to the hospital in stable condition. Rodriguez fled the house to hide in a nearby tree and was promptly placed in custody. According to the reports, Rodriguez told that he got irritated with his brother for talking over his food, and he had added that his brother was going for the kitchen knife before he could attempt to. He grabbed the knife and stabbed him in the neck. He was arraigned in Miami, according to Miami-Dade jail records. He was booked in Thursday morning, facing charges of felony, attempted murder, aggravated assault, and battery with a deadly weapon. No word on bond, but he ain't getting out anytime soon.
Oh, in the neck.
Right there in the fucking neck, man.
Oh,
I mean, what was he cooking that he was so pissed off about?
Ask The Rock.
So you think The Rock knows what he was cooking?
Oh, absolutely. I think he does. Rock would have given him a spine on the pine for that.
I mean, I've gotten mad at my brother for bugging me while I'm cooking, or at least prepping. But I've never gotten that mad where I've pulled out a knife and started just stabbing.
But then in the neck.
But then he also sliced up his face and arm.
Jeez.
I told you it was going to get worse before it got any better.
Oh, just wow.
This is a shit turd right here. This is a golden turd.
I am conceding the golden turd. I'm conceding the Golden Turd this week. He's won it.
He's won it on
Just-
all counts.
Oh my God.
I would have to say this guy is going into the Hall of Shame.
Oh, absolutely. See, we've already got a couple of people for the Hall of Shame, and in terms of not only Golden Turds, but then also the MVPs. So currently the gold standard for the MVP is our Cash for Demerits man from the Gold Coast. I mean, that's pure ingenious, that.
It was, but this is going to be a wild one, folks. I mean,
Oh boy.
but that is all I have for Florida Man and his debauchery.
And that is all I have for the shit towns of Australia and the copious number of kids who can't get it together.
I mean, what a week.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Don't forget to leave your comments below. We'll give you the links to the stories and also a link to the shit towns of Australia and the Reddit for Florida Man.
I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
Be well, be safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.